another Speedy Clark production. So today is Friday, so we're actually starting the film a day early. So I'm currently warming up on the time trial bike, the Giant Trinity. So I'm going through a warm-up phase, ready for 10-mile time trial tomorrow, which is at Garstang, which is I think about 20-ish miles from Blackpool. So tomorrow is a 10-mile time trial on the L101 course. I've got a little bit of a thing with this course because the last time I actually did a reasonably respectable time, it was 2005 and I was 27 years old. So in 2005 when I was 27, I was banging out 22 minutes on this course. It's not a super fast course and I'm not a short distance specialist, which this is, demands a lot of power, but I was doing relatively good in the longer events. In 2005 I won 150 mile time trial, I placed in the top 10 in the second, and I got a number of top 10 finishes in 10 and 25 mile time trials, with 10 not being my speciality. But as when I was 27, I'm now 41, technology's improved, times are like super fast now. You know, people are managing to smash out 30 mile an hour average speeds, so things have moved on a bit. I'm also a lot lighter, my physique has changed. So when I used to race to a reasonable level in 2005, I was about 4 kilos heavier than I am now. Now that may not sound much, but it was like 4 kilos of muscle mass. And my legs, I was quite stocky in the leg department, producing a lot of power. Now I didn't have a power meter then, and I do now. And I'm currently over 10 miles, almost a minute slower than I used to be when I was 27 years old. So I'm reckoning roughly, probably about 30 watts of power difference I need to be able to sustain for the 10-mile effort, which seems to be quite difficult to get to. My body seems to be more adapted to longer distance events, which it was back in 2005, but more so now, and climbing. So we will see how it goes. So today is 20-minute warm-up. I will go through my zones for 10 minutes and then just an easy cadence for another 5 minutes, and then a cool down, and that is it. Tomorrow's travel time. I'll be travelling from just outside of Edinburgh to Garstang, so there's quite a lot of driving involved, about 2.5 hour drive, do the event, 2.5 hour drive back, so we'll see how that goes. So next time you see us, we'll flick to the actual event, so catch up shortly. Okay, so it is Saturday morning now, and just been showered, shaved up, and now I'm going to start to prepare everything ready for the time trial, which the first rider doesn't kick off till 6 PM this evening. I've stayed in bed as long as I can. It is now 25 past 10 and pasta. So pasta time, so time to stock up on the pasta and the carbs, and then I'll just graze throughout the day, and then as I say, it's 2.5 hour drive to the event. Okay. Hello. So just getting ready for the time trial. I've got about 1 hour before I need to be at the start, so I'm just getting ready and I'll start getting warmed up. It's windy, the weather's okay, it's warm, 18 degrees. It was raining this morning, but the course looks dry, but it's pretty windy, so there's going to be some gusting winds, so nothing I can do about that though. So just get ready. Okay, good morning. So now it's day 3, Sunday, so the morning after the time trial, and I've just been out on the heavy winter bike, just over an hour today, an hour and 7 minutes, average speed 18.6, quite a heavy bike. So I was just kind of spinning, but on the climbs I was using a big gear for over gear work. Now the prescribed training session today was 2 hours, but I'm not feeling great today, to be honest. The time trial yesterday, if I can just recap, I was about 26 watts average power below my functional threshold power, which I can sustain for 20 minutes. So my actual ride yesterday was 23 minutes 59 seconds for the 10 miles at Garstang on the L101 course. Now, as you can probably see, the wind, it was like this last night. It was it was warm, it was about 18 degrees, it was clear sky, but it was very blustery with the wind. I struggled with the wind, with being kind of super lightweight, and there was a couple of incidents on the road involving 2 vehicles, with a bit of road rage on the driver's behalf. I mean, there were signposts up everywhere, there was a race on, but 2 vehicles just kind of mucking around, putting it politely. I reckon I lost a little bit of time, not a massive amount of time, but maybe about 20 seconds ish, can't say exact, but it wasn't great. So I was number 39, and as I keep saying, I'm not a short distance specialist, but I was number 39 and number 40 obviously starting a minute behind me. Now in time trials, every 10 number, so they take all the calculation of the entries and their kind of times for the distances on the courses, and every number 10, so like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, so on, is what they call a seeded rider, which means they're kind of super fast over that distance. So number 40 was behind me, and the good thing about last night was number 40 never caught me. So I was kind of half expecting to be caught by number 40, and then I would have used him as a carrot. You're not allowed to slipstream, but I would have kind of tried to keep him in sight and see what I could do, because obviously 10 miles isn't my speciality. But he never caught me. He was a little bit quicker than me, but he never caught me, so I was super happy with that. So when I got back, everybody was saying it was a hard night. The course was quite technical, and I had some issues with my aero helmet, the Bambino helmet, Casque Bambino, which is an absolute fantastic helmet, but because the course is quite technical, it was basically metal grates sitting about 2.5 feet out from the pavement side, and they were large grates and they had lots of dips in them. And you know, in a time trial bike, my tyres 140 psi, tubulars, carbon wheels, carbon disc wheel, you know, you're not wanting to hit these. You can't go in the way because the road condition is so poor, so you had to go out wide. So you were almost sitting kind of in the middle of your lane, having to do that. Now they were spread all the way out the course because it was at the back end of Garstang and the A6, and you were basically weaving like this all the time to kind of keep out the flow of the traffic, but to miss these things. So yeah, I like that course, but I actually forgot, because I haven't been there for a while, how technical it was. And with the Bambino helmet on, I couldn't look up far enough ahead. Although I can see where I'm going, I couldn't look far enough ahead to pick good lines. So for future reference, if I'm back on that course, I may change my helmet, because your head is more dropped with the Bambino. But my position out of the 60 riders was kind of okay. You know, it was okay. I'm not really that fussed about my position. I'm more fussed about beating a personal time from when I was 27 years old, before I was diagnosed with my heart condition. I want to see, now being the age of 41, how close, post heart condition and still having a heart condition, I want to see how close I can actually get to when I was racing well and actually managing to win a few races when I was 27 years old. So we shall see how this journey goes. As I keep saying, you know, it's all good motivation, inspiration, and it gives me some goals. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you're still enjoying the content, and we'll see you in the next one for some more adventures. On adventures, I've got an epic adventure coming up with my good friend Mark, where we're going to be going back to the Strathpuffer 24-hour course, but not as a race, for fun. We're going to have an adventure weekend. And it'll be the first time I've probably ever ridden around the Strathpuffer course at above 5 degrees, so that's going to be interesting, so stay tuned for that one. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.